Hello everyone, welcome. In this episode, I'm going to go through why having a car is keeping you broke. So I'll go through the main reasons why people buy a car and three reasons why it's keeping you poor. I'm going to go through a couple of websites to show what the actual cost of the car is, and then also I'm going to give you an alternative of what you could have done with that money or the opportunity cost of saving that money if you had invested into an index fund or stocks and shares. I would give you a different perspective. So stick around. Also, if you're new, I'm Sunil. I do a lot of this is a part of the car video series where everything you need to know about buying a car or financing a car is covered in this particular playlist. And if you could do me a favor, like and subscribe, that would be great. Thank you for doing. Let's get into the main reasons why somebody would buy a car. Number one is mainly nostalgic and memory. Maybe you drove your dad's car, your uncle's car, or somebody cool kid in the neighborhood, and they are always fantasizing about buying the car. So the emotions take over instead of practicality to buy that car. So you associate coolness or some other um, emotions to buy a car. That's probably one of the reasons why you buy a car. Second is practical reasons like going from point A to point B, or you could be a taxi or a Uber driver where you make a living, or a blue collar job. You're driving a van or a truck, you're an electrician, plumber, other things. So probably that's another reason where these are the practical reasons. And number four is in sales, especially if you're in real estate, you're trying to buy an expensive German brand or something like that, just as a perception to show that you're doing well and you're good at your business because you're driving a nice car. Or you could be any of the people in sales who have to go from place A to place B to sell, contractor, and other things. So this probably is the workhorse of the buying a car. And the third category or the fourth category here is showing off. So these are people who are trying to keep up with the Joneses. They buy the best and the latest with all the bells and whistles just to keep up, trying to show, even though they might be completely broke, but and have really high monthly payments, but they will do that to just to impress people. So there is a bunch of people. So everybody knows few people in our life who does that. Okay, so these are the main reasons why, four reasons why people buy the car. And the second, I'm going to cover, these are the three reasons why it's keeping you poor or you're always broke. Number one is most of the people can't afford to buy a car, so they borrow the car or buy it through finance and other things. So if you buy through finance, you're paying the interest over a long period of time. So car dealers usually rip you off and then they're trying to hook you on for 72 to 84 months. So they try to keep it as long as possible for because you're paying the interest, and that's the best way they make money in car dealership. If you're paying interest on a depreciating car, so depreciation is the car is losing value. While the car is losing value, you're paying high interest on a car which is losing money. And to keep that on road, you're spending, the number three is maintenance. You're spending a lot of money on maintenance just to keep a depreciating car low. Because you bought on a finance, you're still paying the same amount of money which you paid for a brand new car. I hope that registers in your head. You're paying interest on a depreciating car and you're spending money on maintenance to just to keep the car ongoing. Okay, so there might be various reasons why you want to keep the car and other things, but I'm just saying these are the things which are constantly keeping you broke. So average American spends more than 15% on transportation on an average. So this is the second biggest bill you spend other than your mortgage. So this is a huge expenses. So it's constantly maintenance and other things are big expenses. Other interesting things you want to be aware of is the car on an average loses 63% of its value in 10 years. So in 10 years, 63%. And 10% to 15% or higher on a luxury car is lost just by driving the car off the parking lot. Brand new car off the parking lot, you already lost 10%. So if the car is 200,000, you're losing, excuse me, 20%, is 20,000 just by driving the car off the parking lot. It's insane. So you're losing a lot of money, especially when you're driving a luxury brand. I don't want to name the car brands, but those are the cars which you lose a lot of money. And maintenance, so you're looking at changing fluids, tires, yearly inspections, brakes, you name it. The cost is always going up while the depreciating cost is always coming down. So it's a double whammy of losing money. And as I said, and also the worst is because you're losing money from the opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the money which you could have spent on investing into real estate or stocks and shares. That's the money you're losing by paying every month. So it's constantly keeping you broke. Not only you're not earning, but you're also missing the returns you could have done by getting hooked onto a fancy car. Okay, let me give you an example. I will probably go to Honda, and then let's just look at what the cost of the car is. So this one says it is 27,895. So if I use 27,895 as your car cost, okay, and your finance for 72 months is about $504. Okay, so at the moment it's about 4.49%, 504 per month. Interest rates, and your duration is 72 months. Yeah, so that one is basically 72 divided by 12, so you're looking at about 6 years. Okay, so the first 504 times 12 is 6,648. Okay, I'm just giving an example of how you could have spent that money elsewhere. So every year you're putting 6,048, and an SP500 on an average gives you 8% return. Okay, so this is an index fund over 20 years average. Some years go down, some years come up, but on average you're getting 8 to 10%. So I'm using 8% as a minimum to show how much money you could have made just by spending this money on SP500. Okay, so at 8% into 0.08%, okay, this plus every year fixed plus the interest. Oh, okay, so I will go for 20 years as a minimum. 16, 19, 20. So format, number, accounting. All right, so if you invest 6,000 every year, is this right? 6,000, yeah. D13 plus E15. Yeah. So in 20 years, you could be sitting on $276,000. Yeah, just let it settle down in your head. Instead of paying the car payments, if you invest into an SP500 at 8%, you could be sitting on $276,000 in just 20 years. Okay, this one could be a retirement plan. Imagine the bigger the car payments or other things, if you can save and then make it 10 grand or whatever, you could hit your retirement in 20 years than just paying a car just to show off to different people. And this one is a very low per month. So as I said, on an average, people are paying over like £1,000 per month to buy a fancy car. So you could be saving a lot of money, and this is one of the reasons why having a car is constantly keeping you broke. Okay, I hope this video was an eye-opener and set your priorities, what you want to do. Personally, I buy a used car which is very low in value, of course, but also I buy a low maintenance, maybe like a Toyota or Honda, one of those cars where it is practical for me to use, but also it's not heavy on my wallet. And the remaining money I invest into real estate or stocks and shares, and I can make more money out of that one. This is a part of the car video series. I've gone through different car videos. If you want to buy a new one, a used one, whether if the car finance is better, what are the 7 rip-off things the car dealers do, and other things, everything you need to know about cars, I put in this YouTube playlist. I will link that playlist here or some of the videos. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.